Okay, after kong na-research tong case na to guys, hindi ako nakatulog kakaisip. Like, the deeper I went, the more I realized na this isn't just about someone who went missing on a cruise. This is about a young woman na somehow nawala sa isang cruise ship na may hundreds of passengers and staffs. As in, paano? Saan siya napunta? And more importantly, bakit parang may gustong magtago ng katotohanan? There were clues, there were witnesses. Pero parang every time na may lead, biglang nawawala. Tapos ang theories, grabe. May trafficking, may sightings, may anonymous email. Tapos may mga taong parang ayaw talaga siyang mahanap. And now, I'm sitting here like, holy shit. What if she's still alive? What if she's still out there, no? Still waiting to be found. Guys, this is the story of Amy Lynn Bradley, and trust me, this one's gonna stay with you. Okay guys, quick heads up lang. This story talks about some disturbing real-life events, so if you're sensitive to topics like trafficking or disappearances, feel free to skip this one or watch when you're ready. So, who exactly was Amy Lynn Bradley? Hindi lang siya yung that missing girl from a cruise ship, guys. No, she was so much more. Amy was a 23-year-old college graduate from Virginia. Athletic, driven, super close with her family, and low-key funny. Like, legit na nakakatawa siya. May sarcastic sense of humor, and she was known to break into little jokes even during awkward moments. She had just graduated with a degree in physical education and was planning to start a job with a computer consulting firm just a week after the cruise. So, this wasn't a lost soul or someone running from their life. She was someone starting hers. She loved sports, basketball, swimming, running. Very outdoorsy, very chill. Pero here's something na hindi masyado binanggit sa early media coverage. Amy was also an artist. She loved to draw and had a sketchbook na palagi niyang dala-dala. So she even designed a tattoo for her brother na si Brad. Yung gecko sa shoulder niya, that was Amy's original art. At kung i-google mo yung photos niya, makikita mong hindi siya yung stereotypical all-glam cruise girl. She had short hair, green eyes, athletic build, and this super confident aura. Very unique ang vibe niya. People would say she walked into a room and owned it. She was also super protective of her younger brother na si Brad. As in, bestie sila. Amy was the type of ate who would throw down for her sibling. Walang tanong-tanong. At yung relationship niya sa parents niya, solid. Hindi perfect, syempre, normal sa family dynamics, but definitely full of love. So, she wasn't reckless and she wasn't the type to vanish or go off the grid nang walang paalam. Kaya nung nawala siya sa cruise, everyone knew something was seriously wrong. Okay guys, so let's go to the timeline of events before Amy went missing. March 21, 1998 Saturday, day 1 of cruise. Yung Bradley family, nagboard sila sa Rhapsody of the Seas cruise ship in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Ano siya, 7-day Caribbean cruise siya. Banding trip sana nila ng buong pamilya. Kasama niya si Ron, yung daddy, si Iva, yung mommy, si Brad, yung younger brother. So they are headed to Aruba and then Curacao with stops in between. Amy had just graduated from university, di ba sabi ko kanina, and she's about to start a new job when they get back. So this was supposed to be one last family vacation. March 22, 1998, Sunday. Day 2 na ng cruise. Chill day lang sila sa ship. Amy is adjusting pa lang, but she's already feeling off vibes. So according to her mom, she mentioned na something just feels weird daw sa crowd ng crew and passengers. So they take formal photos as a family, tapos explore the ship and attend a captain's gala or gala. So there's food, music, mingling, ganun. Party-party sila. March 23, 1998, ng Monday. Day 3 na ng cruise or night before she vanished. After dinner, si Amy tsaka si Brad, pumunta sila sa ship's nightclub, yung The Disco. That's where Amy is seen dancing and drinking with the ship's live band, yung Blue Orchid, yun yung banda doon sa barko. Particularly with one crew member named Yellow, aka si Alistair Douglas. Multiple passengers confirmed na si Amy was very visible that night, dancing, mingling, having a good time. And then si Brad eventually leaves around 3:30 na madaling araw para matulog na. Tapos sumunod din si Amy. March 24, 1998, Tuesday, 5:30 a.m. According kay Brad, they both slept in the room. He last saw Amy sleeping on the balcony lounge chair at around 5:30 a.m. Nung 6 a.m. na, si Ron, yung daddy, gumising siya, wala na si Amy. Yung cigarettes niya and lighter were still there, pero yung shoes niya nawawala. Weird. Kasi since Amy never walked around the ship barefoot, they immediately alert the crew pero late ang response. By the time announcements were made, passengers were already allowed off the ship for excursions in Curaçao. So the question is, where the hell did she go? Ngayon guys, si Daddy Ron reports her missing immediately. Pero guess what? The staff didn't take it seriously. They even refused to halt disembarkation when the ship docked at Curaçao just an hour later. That means, hundreds of people left the ship freely. Kung may suspect na bumaba ng barko, nakatakas na. No immediate lockdown. No full sweep of the cabins. And no evidence secured. I don't know about you but that sounds like negligence. Okay, so ito na. After ng ilang araw ng failed search attempts, kung saan-saan na humantong ang mga theories kung ano nga ba talaga nangyari kay Amy Bradley. And let me tell you, hindi ito yung tipo ng case na may obvious na sagot. Kasi bawat theory may kaakibat na twist. So now we're gonna break it down one by one. Unahin natin yung pinaka-basic at pinaka-early on na theory. Theory number 1, accidental drowning. Ayon sa Royal Caribbean, posibleng nahulog lang daw si Amy mula sa balcony o deck at nalunod. Pero wait, this doesn't add up eh. Amy was a trained lifeguard, okay? As in athletic, strong swimmer, and very alert. Tapos, wala ring nakarinig ng splash o sigaw or kahit ano. And here's the thing, kung nalunod man siya, bakit never nakita yung katawan niya? The ship was already docked in Curaçao. So, kalmado naman yung tubig. The Coast Guard searched immediately pero nothing. Even the FBI later said na this theory is very unlikely. Theory number 2. Human trafficking or abduction. Now, this is where it really gets dark. Multiple sightings of Amy happened after the cruise. As in confirmed na off the ship na siya. Una, may tourist from Canada na nag-report na nakita raw niya si Amy sa Curaçao Airport, escorted by 2 men. Parang gusto raw magsalita ni Amy pero hinila agad siya palayo. Tapos, noong 1999, a US Navy officer swore nakita raw niya si Amy sa brothel sa Curaçao. Sabi raw na babae, "My name is Amy Bradley, help me." Pero guess what? Hindi niya na-report agad. Kasi bawal sa kanila pumasok sa ganong lugar. He only came forward years later. Then, in 2005, merong anonymous tip na may photo ng babae sent sa isang human trafficking hotline. Naka-lingerie siya, mukha siyang trafficked. And yung expression niya, parang wala ng kaluluwa. And they called her Jazz. Sabi ng family, that's Amy. Pero the FBI couldn't confirm kasi ang daming unknowns sa identity ni Jazz. Still very strong resemblance. Chilling siya actually. And mind you Curaçao has been flagged as a hotbed ng human trafficking syndicates, especially sa mga turista. Theory number 3, inside job by cruise ship staff. Ito guys, sobrang suspicious. Unang-una, yung last na taong kasama ni Amy, yung band member na si Alistair Yellow Douglas. Sabi niya, naghiwalay na raw sila early morning. But he changed details sa interview and some cruise staff, sobrang creepy daw. May nag-comment pa nga sa family ng, "You're not gonna find her, she's gone." Like, huh? Hello? Search lang, nagsisimula pa lang. Walang CCTV footage ever released. Wala ring lockdown na nangyari. Pinababa lahat ng passengers kahit may missing person on board. So ang tanong, may nag-facilitate ba? May tagaloob ba na tumulong sa pagkuha kay Amy? Some rumors even claimed the crew was working with traffickers pero walang hard proof eh. Theory number 4, voluntary disappearance. May mga nagsasabi raw na baka si Amy mismo ang umalis. Pero why? She left behind everything. Wallet, ID, shoes. She was also really close to her family. She just got a new job. And she was excited to go home. Also, she stepped out with a cigarette. Like she was just gonna chill sa balcony. Yung tipong lalabas lang saglit tapos babalik. So, itong theory na to debunked siya. Even the FBI think it's not plausible. Now, This part sobrang interesting at emotional. Kasi guys, based sa docu-series na Amy Bradley is Missing na lumabas sa Netflix recently lang, nung July 2025, may bago at verified na detail tungkol sa personal life ni Amy. It turns out Amy Bradley was bisexual, and before the cruise, she had a romantic relationship with a woman named Molly McClure. In fact, Amy sent her a message in a bottle around January 1998, just a few months before she disappeared. Dito sa letter na to, humihingi siya ng tawad kay Molly after she confessed to kissing someone else. She expressed feeling emotionally lost, parang may ocean between us. Oo, literal at metaphorical. Nakaka-heartbreak siya actually kasi the letter hinted na Amy was struggling emotionally before the trip. This opens up theories na maybe she was running from something or trying to reset her life. Pero ito guys, super important kasi hindi issue yung sexuality sa family niya. Contrary sa ilang conspiracy theories online. The Bradleys accepted Molly and she even stayed close with the family after Amy vanished. So, those theories na baka tumakas si Amy dahil sa homophobic environment, debunk na yan. Her family never cut her off and never disowned her. So, this also adds new layers of theories about Amy's mental state during the trip. She was probably overwhelmed, not because sa family issues, but because of internal emotional stuff. And habang wala pa rin solid na evidence kung may foul play, voluntary disappearance, or trafficking, these intimate personal details help us understand who Amy really was behind the headlines. So as of 2024, guys, the strongest theory is still Amy Bradley was abducted and sold into human trafficking. And honestly, the way she seemed to appear and vanish again in those sightings, parang she was screaming for help, no? Pero walang permanent trace eh. Okay, so after Amy went missing, the biggest question is, sino ba ang naimbestigahan? Sino yung mga tinanong at may nangyari ba after? Well, this is where things start getting really frustrating. So let's start with the person na last na nakita kasama si Amy. Una, Alistair Yellow Douglas, aka Yellow. Yan. Isa siyang band member ng Blue Orchid, yung house band sa cruise ship. Siya yung nakitang sumasayaw kay Amy sa disco bar the night before she disappeared. And yes, na-question siya. So nagpa-polygraph test siya and he passed. Wala siyang criminal record. He fully cooperated sa FBI, but dahil nga siya yung huling nakita with Amy, ilang tao pa rin ang suspicious sa kanya even though officially the FBI has cleared him. Now, this part is kinda messy. Kasi guys, hindi lahat ng crew members ay na-question agad. Sabi nga ng Bradley family, kulang na kulang daw sa urgency yung response ng Royal Caribbean. Walang immediate lockdown. Walang full crew lineup na tinanong. Walang sinigurado kung sino ba talaga yung andun sa nightclub from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. which is the last window Amy was seen alive. Next is yung mga bartenders and other entertainment staff. May mga staff na na-question. Pero again, hindi ganun ka-komprehensibo. Walang official manifest na lumabas showing exactly who was working in that area at that time. So, we don't really know kung sino pa ang may possible info. Next is in passengers. Here's the big failure. Passengers weren't seriously questioned. Walang nag-ground ng security para magtanong kung may nakita ba sila, kahit obvious na it's a potential missing persons case. Some of them even left the ship before any serious investigation started. Next is the Curaçao local police. Nag-assist naman sila, pero very limited. Walang aggressive questioning, walang lockdown ng port. They searched the surrounding land and water but nothing was found. Eventually, FBI took over when the family went back to the US. Sila yung nag-question kay Yellow, nag-follow up sa crew staff based sa Amerika, nag-imbestiga rin sa isang US Navy officer na nagsabing nakita raw niya si Amy sa isang brothel sa Curaçao. Yes, years later. And sila rin ang nag-analyze nung jazz photo na mukhang si Amy. Pero again, they couldn't confirm if it was her. Pero ang problema, by the time the FBI got involved, ang dami ng ebidensyang nawala. So, ito yung summary ng investigation failures. No early crew list released, no CCTV released publicly, no consistent questioning sa passengers, no forensic sweep ng cabin ni Amy until days later, and no other polygraph tests other than kay Yellow. And up to now, walang suspect, no person of interest officially named, and the case is still open pero Amy is still missing. So kung iisipin natin, napakaraming chances na nasayang. If only someone locked down that ship, secured the footage, questioned everyone on board, baka meron tayong sagot ngayon. Okay, so we've talked about who was questioned. Pero now, let's talk about the part na hindi gaanong napag-uusapan but it's just as important. Ano ba talaga ang naging legal consequences after Amy disappeared? Kasi girl, for something this big, you'd expect major lawsuits, right? Investigations, penalties, accountability. Well, sort of, pero not really. After months ng frustration, miscommunication at lack of transparency, the Bradley family lawyered up. Nag-file sila ng complaints and publicly called out Royal Caribbean International for failing to secure the ship right after Amy went missing, delaying contact with local authorities, not releasing any helpful CCTV footage, and lack of cooperation from crew. But here's the problem. Cruise lines operate under what's called a flag of convenience, meaning kahit US-based ang company, the ship is often registered in another country, in this case, Liberia. And dahil doon, US maritime law does not fully apply. So legally, Royal Caribbean wasn't technically forced to cooperate fully, and most of the case fell into a gray area of international maritime law. So guys, no criminal charges ever filed. Yes, as in, wala. Not even one. No person was ever arrested. No official suspect was charged. Not even for negligence. Because Amy was just considered missing. Not confirmed abducted. Not confirmed murdered. Not confirmed trafficked. And unless may concrete evidence, law enforcement cannot proceed with a criminal case, which is devastating sa pamilya. Okay, here's something na medyo under the radar. Because of Amy's case and several other missing persons incidents on cruise ships, Congress held two major hearings in the mid-2000s. Una, they called out Royal Caribbean and other cruise lines. Pangalawa, they highlighted serious safety gaps and lack of passenger protections. And third, they pushed for better reporting protocols. But again, since cruise companies operate internationally, wala ring solid enforcement. So, most changes ended up being voluntary safety reforms, not laws. Now guys, here's a silver lining. Dahil sa mga testimonies ng Bradley family and others, the US eventually passed the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act or CVSSA in 2010. So this law requires US-bound cruise ships to, una, have peepholes and security latches sa cabins. Second, provide access to onboard medical and law enforcement. Third, require immediate reporting of serious crimes to the FBI and US Coast Guard. Fourth, preserve surveillance footage for longer durations. And require better training for crew handling assault or missing person cases. So while this didn't help Amy directly, yung case niya was one of the driving forces behind these reforms. So to this day, there's no public record of a financial settlement between the Bradleys and Royal Caribbean. It's assumed there were out-of-court negotiations but they were likely sealed by confidentiality agreements. So hindi natin alam kung may damages ever paid or if the family just walked away with nothing. Now, experts and legal analysts say na the ship could have locked down immediately after Amy disappeared, prevented disembarkation ng passengers and crew, preserved the crime scene Amy's cabin for forensic testing, turned over all security footage within hours, and alerted US authorities ASAP. But they didn't. And because of the lack of clear jurisdiction, they didn't have to. So ayun na nga guys, no, sa mata ng batas, Amy Lynn Bradley just vanished. Walang nasaktan on paper, walang crime on record, kaya walang criminal accountability. But in reality, a young woman was taken from her family and no one has ever been held responsible. Okay, now that we've covered all the twists, inconsistencies, and legal dead ends, let's talk about something heavy. Ang tanong natin ngayon is, where does this case stand now? Kasi guys, no, diba, it's been 26 years since Amy Lynn Bradley vanished from that cruise ship, and as of 2025, wala pa ring closure. First and foremost, Amy Lynn Bradley is still officially classified as a missing person sa FBI database and sa Interpol yellow notices. Her case is technically open, but there is no new movement, no new suspects, no confirmed sightings since the early 2000s. So according to the FBI and statements from the Bradley family, nakaka-receive pa rin sila ng tips, but most are either vague or unverifiable. There's no physical evidence linking any group or person to her disappearance. No arrests have ever been made. And to this day, walang katawan has ever been found. So kahit classified siya as open investigation, it's a cold case in practical terms. Between 2010 and 2016, the Bradley family received a string of emails from someone claiming to be holding Amy as hostage. So the sender demanded money in exchange for her freedom. Ito guys, yung mga emails were turned over to the FBI. Pero guys, yung sender was tracked and eventually debunked. Scammer lang. It was another emotional blow for the family. As of 2024, there have been no matches to Amy in any international human trafficking DNA databases, hospital records, or morgues. Yes guys, yung DNA niya, dental records, and fingerprints are all on file. But none of the unidentified women recovered globally have matched her profile. So this means she's either still alive but deeply hidden, has altered appearance or identity, or has passed away and hasn't been found. Believe it or not guys, Reddit, web sleuths, TikTok, and YT have all played a role in keeping Amy's case alive in public memory. So people continue to analyze yung cruise ship layouts, crew behaviors, passenger interviews, surveillance blind spots. So some creators and true crime sleuths still believe na this was a planned abduction tied to trafficking rings in the Caribbean. But again, no theory has ever been confirmed by investigators. So today guys, cruise ships are more secure thanks to the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act. Ships are now required to report missing persons immediately and preserve evidence on board. But despite these changes, the cruise line involved sa pagkawala ni Amy, yung Royal Caribbean, has never admitted liability. They have not released new information or made any public apology to the Bradley family. As of 2024, guys, si Ron and Iva Bradley, yung parents ni Amy, are still fighting quietly. Sa mga interviews, sinasabi nila na we don't expect a miracle anymore, but we'll never stop hoping that one day someone finally tells the truth. So they still keep Amy's room as it was. They still mark her birthdays, and even though it's been more than 2 decades, they still believe Amy might be out there somewhere. And ito guys, this part shocks a lot of people. Kasi yung reward for credible information leading to Amy's recovery is still active, as posted sa FBI website. So tips can still be submitted through the FBI tip line and Interpol missing persons page. So ang tanong, where are we now? In the eyes of the law, no further. In the hearts of her family, naghahanap pa rin sila. In the minds of thousands of people online, including us, we're still demanding answers, diba? So guys, kaya ba natin tong isipin na one moment you're just on vacation, laughing, drinking, taking pictures with your family, then in less than 24 hours, everything just vanishes with you? No evidence, no trace, just theories, sightings, and silence. Cases like this don't just keep us curious, they keep us awake at night. Kaya nga, di ako nakatulog kakaisip dito nung nire-research ko to. Kaya ngayon, ikaw, what do you think really happened to Amy Lynn Bradley? Was it a planned abduction, crew conspiracy, or something darker na hindi pa rin natin alam hanggang ngayon? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if may iba ka pang story suggestions, crime, mystery, or kahit historical scandal, comment mo or DM mo lang sa akin. Malay mo yan ang next Dark Chika natin. Real stories, twisted endings, Dark Chika. This is Likod ng Kwento with Apple Sison. And as always, don't forget to like, follow, share, and save, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay curious. Bye!